shattered by darkness. One boy holds the power to rebuild it, piece by piece. When the dark genie awakens and lays waste to the land, the Fairy King seals what remains. Villages, people, memories into these tiny magical orbs scattered across the continent, armed with the mysterious power of the Atlamila, You know, it's been a very long time since I've played this game. I forgot they zoomed in on her ass this much. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's bussing it down!
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Oh my god, this douche canoe with his anime hair. Oh my god. God, he... like everyone's first D&D character ever. My name is Dante Shadowblade with a Y. My name is Grim Darkest Gustengore. Actually, Grim Darkest, that goes kind of hard. I'm gonna write that down. I'm reading a bunch of edgy names off of, like, the D&D subreddit, and I can't read this one out loud, but I'll post it so everybody can see how awesome this name is. Canonically, this is what this character is going by now. Oh my god, I forgot how stupid the Dark Genie looks. Oh my god, he looks so dumb. Majin Buu looking ass. So, this is Toan. Hello. Now, ignore the fact that his name is of Vietnamese descent. Ignore the fact that he is wearing a South American poncho. And we're going to ignore the fact that he is paler than Casper the Ghost. None of that's important. We're going to assume that when this game released in 2001, that inclusivity is what they really cared about. Anyway, he is just finishing up a meal, enjoying his time with his mom, when his friend comes to fetch him. They're going out to a festival with clearly three dancers. and then when it zooms in, clearly there was always more than three guys, you know, rendering issues. No, it's a magic. My god, I just forgot that there's a dude here shaped like a lima bean. So anyway, you go outside, and then they cut to the Dark Genie, Majin Buu, up here, and he starts casting spells and attacking everybody, and everybody runs away. Ah, oh no, ah, we're so scared, ah. And then Toan here, you know, he's just looking around, he's all perplexed and confused, and he's trying to wonder why he was talked to come out to this festival when there was only 5 people dancing, and now the world is falling apart. But, oh no, the tower is going to fall on his friend. And she screams for help. Oh no, Toan, I need help, I'm gonna die. Oh no, the tower is going to fall on my friend. And you know how the next thing happens. The tower falls on him, crushes him dead, and with his childhood friend, and he gets isekai'd, and now it's that new episode of That Time I Got Reincarnated in Brazil. And then you do wake up to your savior, as the Fairy King saved you, and God, why does he look like that?
Your face! God damn it!
Also, very important to the story, before we get any further into it, Toan does this face a lot. It looks like this. I can only imagine is just 2001's version of Pog, or PogChamp, or Poggers, whatever you want to call it. So, this is going to become a new part of my my channel, and my banner is just Toan pogging everywhere. Okay, time for a quick explanation, because when I explain it, I get the feeling no one would want to watch this. The entire point of this game is that you are going to different villages to rebuild a city by grabbing these things called the Atlamila or Atlamilia or whatever they're called. You use it by getting this little stone from the Fairy King here, and Toan pogging all over the place. Toan, the PogChamp, is going to go around, unlock all of these things, and to get them you must go into these dungeons. They're all random, they're all procedurally generated, or whatever it's called, and it's pretty awesome. It's a really good dungeon crawler, but I get the feeling you don't want to watch me explore an entire floor of dungeons for 16, 18, sometimes 24 floors in a row, so I'm just going to tell you the important stuff that happens on these floors, if anything important does happen in the first place. Cool, awesome. Here's Toan pogging again. Other important things are you have to manage water, you have to make sure your keeping your health up. You don't level up in the traditional way. Your swords level up and eventually get more powerful, and you can customize the items into this. But we will get into this way later on, where I will explain how the weapons work and how the system of it works. It's pretty fun. It's actually probably the neatest thing about this game is that your weapons level up and then upgrade and evolve. Basically, every floor you have to get a certain amount of the Autolamila or Autolamia or whatever the little orbs, the little dumb orb things. And you see how many you're going to be dealing with on a floor, and only Towen can interact with them. And besides that, you're walking around, you're attacking enemies, and get used to Towen and every other character screaming at the top of their lungs, because oh my god, just listen to this. And I'll tell you right now, because the character gets referenced to be him a lot, this is because earlier on, Ocarina of Time got released, and that was where they had Link absolutely screaming every time he attacked. So they had to do that for this game too, because that game was so popular. Another thing you'll have to deal with every couple of floors is a duel. They say it's a duel. In reality, it's just a quick time event. And I'm so happy these don't show up in modern gaming as much anymore, because oh my god, this clearly not calibrated correctly. You can miss these things so easy. Regardless, the most important things that happen is there's a cat meandering through most of the floors here and such, and when you get down here you meet good old KFSS again, you know. And, you know, he says in his, like, really gruff, edgy voice, "You have to give me that. I need that item on your hand right now." And Towen is just like, "You can miss me with that shit." Look, I get that they are trying to make the duels as serious as possible. I'm just like, level with me right here. They're trying so hard to make this look cool, but it does not make your character look cool or badass when it ends with you just getting fucking roundhouse kicked. And it just says excellent. And I can only imagine what's going on in the Fairy King's head when he contacts you for getting 100% on the QuickTime event and is just like, "Thank you, Towen, for getting your muffin cap peeled back blue." Oh, honestly, don't mention it. I don't even feel it. Anyway, beat up Dust Night Whisper here. He gives you a potion. The cat turns into one of those little orbs. You take them back up, start rebuilding most of Norune or Norune, whatever you want to call the city, and use this potion that he gave you on the cat to turn it into, oh my god, a cat girl. Oh my god. Anime was a mistake.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
And her name is... And Towen's just over here, you know, singing to himself.
I don't want anybody else when I think about you.
Anyway, with Zhao on your team, it's... most of the NPCs do something in the dungeon. She has this ability to jump over little sections of the map to get to unexplorable areas. So that's kind of fun. A little unique mechanic for each character to actually make each one usable. But you'll immediately not want to use her when every time she attacks you hear this. Anyway, get to the bottom of the dungeon, finish rebuilding Norune, rebuild Dran's Tower, get the key to get down to the final boss area, and finally we fight the first boss of the game. And I think he's called Great Genie or Great Beast Dran, and while there's not much to say about his boss fight, oh my god, his theme slaps. It's so good. Anyway, we did that. Now time to go do this like, what, 6 or 7 more times, so before we can finish the game. Fun, awesome, yay, woo! Next up, we gotta do Macarena Temple. I mean, Matataki Village. Oh my god, I'm thinking about Final Fantasy X.
They say Seymour went to Macarena Temple.
Makalania Temple.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I think this place sucks. I don't think it's a bad village, but it's very boring, so we're gonna speed run this one. So, first off, you have to get enough river pieces to connect the pond all the way to a forest tree, and so that you can actually get all of the items to get through the rest of the dungeon. You can see who your next party member is going to be, and it's this fat kid right here named Goro. He does a lot of damage, but he's just always been my least favorite character to play. I think he kind of serves no purpose. Next, you have to go and get a sword after you get all the river pieces to fight a snake, if not, as you've seen in the beginning of the video. You need a specific sword to fight this snake, and you get it from the tree ant as a thank you. You get some hunter earrings after you kill this snake, and you have to bring it back to Goro. The snake killed his dad, but his dad is like... he's one of those people where it's like, his story is, he was one of the best hunters in the village, but he didn't want to die a non-warrior death because he had an illness, and so he wanted to die. So he let a snake break all of his bones and then eat him. And I'm like, there had to have been a better way to die that you didn't suffer. Like, and then make everyone worry about you. Like, that's kind of messed up. Because he had a bunch of villagers follow him out there to see him die. Like, that's so messed up. And I get it, right? He doesn't want to die an invalid. He wants to die a warrior's death. I get it. I get the theme they're trying to go through. But it's one thing to see someone fall in battle. It's another thing to see someone get all of their bones crushed and then eaten. Like, and then you have to go tell his son, yeah, that's how your dad died. Anyway, stakes down. We've got the goddamn kid. The kid is used here to hit different levers and stuff and make other annoying noises. He's just alright, but he does do a lot of damage in the right circumstances. I get his use, but again, can be filled by any other role.
What is my purpose?
You hit the fucking button.
Oh my god.
Regardless, fight a monkey. We return to monkey with this boss fight. This is kind of an alright fight, but again, village is so boring, and let's get to one that's good. Let's talk about a village that's actually good. Now, if you've ever played Dark Cloud, you will have one of two opinions, which is 1, Queens is awesome, or 2, Queens is fucking garbage. First off, Queens is definitely the most civilized city. It actually looks like a real city and not just a backwater village. But there's a plot, an actual plot that's going on in Queens, which I think is kind of cool and different from everywhere else, where it's just, well, the Dark Genie fuck shit up, so our lives are all turned around. No, there's a real boss, and you know immediately who you're going to be fighting and why you're even going into the dungeon in the first place, which I think is a very unique take in comparison to the others. So, there was a beautiful queen that existed in Queens, oh my god, and she ascended to the throne when she was 18, and she met a merchant named Rando.
On the air, man. I'm on the air.
Randy Bobandy, and fell in love so that they could only meet in secret. Though, as the idea of a queen and a commoner, it would be not accepted in society. You know how it is. One evening, they planned to marry in secret. The night of the wedding, Lucia, or I think it's Lucia, arrived at the church, but Rando never showed up. Left at the altar, she was heartbroken with despair and decided to end it all by throwing herself in the ocean. Oh my god! And when the people found out about Lucia's death, they sank the queen's favorite royal ship in her honor so that they could be together in the afterlife. And where does the dungeon take place? Well, it takes place in the royal sunken ship. I think this is very cool. The music is kind of like beautiful but very haunting in a way. the entire time that you're doing this, you know what you're going to be facing at the very end of this dungeon. I don't know, something about this is really nice. It really kind of set the mood for me and such. I don't know, I think this dungeon's awesome. I think Queens is so great. Mind you, the people in Queens have the most first world problems that I've ever seen. Like, everybody else is like, oh man, someone died in our village and we're really, really sad about it. Norune was like, literally, we all got torn apart, this, that, and the other. You know, this really sucks. Our whole village got divided. And then in Queens, it's just like, oh yeah, I have this water shop and I don't like the name of it. I wish we could have a better name. Well, what's the name? Oh, it's named after me. So you think your name is dumb? I don't understand what you want from me. The church is like, oh, we haven't had any marriages here because everyone's cursed after Lacka threw herself into the ocean. Yeah, I don't really know if I would want to get married either if my chances of, that my partner doesn't show up on our wedding day, that I'm just also going to follow through and toss myself into the ocean.
Yes, sirree. Thought about killing myself.
There's like a fortune teller that like jumps on your head and shows you her old granny panties to tell the future. Oh my god. Why? Why?
I didn't do fucking shit!
There's like a gangster and such. But look at how Queens is laid out right quick. Look at how ridiculously big his car is. Look at how it's shaped. Where are you putting that? Where are you driving to? Most importantly, though, as a favor for fixing his house, he gives you a little present to use, which is this lamp. And when you do the classic thing, you rub the lamp and a genie pops out. You think that Towen and all of them would question getting help from another genie if this was the case, considering the Dark One just destroyed everything. God, was that racist? I don't know. Anyway, this is where you get one of your better party members in Ruby, an actual magic caster that can throw different types of spells out and such. Once again, Towen's over there singing to himself.
We don't have to take our clothes off
Towen!
to have a good time. Oh no.
Towen! Shut! Here you go, Towen. This has been in my family for generations and generations, and my grandpappy made this, a blacksmith with love and care, and I'm giving it to you.
Whoa! Is that blackface, dude?
I don't think I want this. Finally, you get to the very bottom of Shipwreck, and you finally fight Lacka. And I get my ass whooped. Here's the part about Queens I remember as a kid that I didn't like. The freeze condition sucks. Oh my god, like, she just melts you if you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, farm up a couple of weapon levels, kill her very fast. Look, I kill her in record time. Okay, so you gotta go help these little moon people. I'm just gonna spoil it for you right now. They're all bunnies, so you know them hopping around with the weird little ears. It's just so everything makes sense because you're gonna get a party member of one of them in a bit. Regardless, you have to go find this thing called the moon orb, and you have to find a sun orb. So we go find the moon orb first, and it's said to be in this place called Muska Lacka or Muska Lacka. It's misspelled in like a couple of games. I'm pretty sure it's even misspelled here in this original game. Regardless, you meet a character here, and his name is... If you want to stay alive, turn back now. Oh, you know something, eh? What's happened in the temple? The temple's full of monsters, evil, village has destroyed it, It must be the Dark Genie, meaning Muska Lacka, Muska Lacka was the village sailor, Are you from Muska Lacka? Yes, I am. I am, I can't. Ungaga? I can't call him that. It's a different time. It was a different time. Congrats, bud. Your name is, you're Tom now. And I don't know why it's like that, because there's other people, there's like, here's Zabo, here's Brook, here's Enga, here's Toto, like there's all these normal names, and then out of nowhere, they just hit you with Jibubu and Ungunga, or Ungaga, like, Jibubu? Ungaga?
Abunda la caca!
Same problem with the second area. Muska Lacka is a kind of a cool area, but the dungeon, besides the banger dungeon theme, is just kind of boring because you gotta keep switching to Tom. I'm not gonna call him Tom, like I switched to Tom, and he has to, like, his ability is that he can move this, like, black mist away so that you can move through parts of the dungeon that you normally can't, but you always gotta watch, like, a 15-second cutscene of him just spinning this staff. Like, look at this.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
You can't skip it, you can't speed it up, you just have to watch it. Ugh. And the boss, like, sucks even more. I think I killed him in like 30 seconds. I'm just so strong at this point. But there's an important part that you do get in Muska Lacka. In this game, through a lot of your drops, one of the most important things that you can get is bait for your fishing rod, so you can go fishing, and you can fish in all these different places, but the best place to fish is in Muska Lacka. Why is it the best place to fish in Muska Lacka? Well, just follow me on this for a second and I'll help you out. So I mentioned it before, but the only real way to level up your weapons is to put these things like stat boosts, specific creature fighters or busters, and different things to empower your weapon so you can eventually upgrade them. Typically, you've got to go quite a long time, but if you get specific gems, the process speeds up tremendously. There are these two types of fish that show up in the pond in Muska Lacka. A Martin Garyon or an Abarin Garyon. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'll throw it up. Both up on the screen right here in a second. Regardless, there is a 2.5% chance one will spawn, and the other one is a 0.1%. Wait until this specific time that I'm pointing to on your clock to throw out some baits. Specifically a couple of, like, I think they're called mignons or whatever. You throw these in, they fall into the water, and you use them to try to bait out if the big fish is a Martin Garyon or a Baron Garyon. I am going to level with you. Sometimes it takes hours to do this. And just to have another fish steal your bait, another fish to mess with the one that you're trying to actually catch, the bad fishing mechanics just to... you would think that they're useless after you're just using them to get this, and you would rather just go farm XP. But also, one of them helps you point out traps later on, so you want to catch one anyway just to make the game easier for you later on. Unless you're doing save states like I am, because I'm running mine on my PC. So you can save state and save scum until you get the right thing, but that's besides the point. Regardless, with this many fishing points, you can buy as many gems as you want and level up all your items at record pace. Or you can do this instead. What you do is go back to the very first village in the game. Go back to Norune, go to the old gaffer's buggy, equip your dagger, go to the far right side of your inventory and scroll all the way down. Then go to the left and scroll to about where the ice element is. While you press right over, click the buy button at the same time, and keep doing it until this happens. Congratulations, you've just done one of the coolest glitches in this game. This is called the Broken Dagger glitch, and when you place this into your inventory on one of your items or weapons, this happens. It is the single fastest way to level up in this game, and you can do it all the way at the beginning of the very first dungeon. You shouldn't do it if you really want to have a genuine experience with the game the first time, but if you just want to have fun and level up weapons, this is the way to do it and help get your party members caught up as well, because you can just leave one of these broken daggers in a weapon and it still keeps all of the stats so that all of your characters are functioning. So don't be surprised when you see I did this for everybody, because I am not about to fish out 5% drops. You are crazy if you think I'm gonna do that.
Oh, fat geek, fucking red-haired, double-chin, bucktooth fucking nerd.
Anyway, beat the desert temple, get a magic ship and fly to the moon, because this makes sense. And, everything about the moon sucks. The only thing good about the moon is Osmond, I think his name is. Why is Osmond awesome? 1, bunny. 2, machine gun. 3, bunny, machine gun. Do we have to ask any more questions? Like, he shoots the fastest, he does tons of damage, he can hit most elemental weaknesses, and he flies so you don't have to go into Zhao's character page. Every time you want to do a swap, he can just fly over. The only thing he can't touch is Alta, and that's all that matters, so use him whenever you can. Best character, I don't care what anybody says. Best boy right here, love me some Osmond.
Yes!
The problem with the moon is that you can get stuck on places, you can get trapped in things and have to leave the dungeon. You have to build a, it is cool building the mech, but you have to do everything in, perfect order. There's so many times that I thought I'd finished it and then realized the left leg is where the right leg is supposed to be and the right arm is supposed to be where the left arm is supposed to be, and everything's all backwards and I don't have the shoulders the correct. Oh my god, they just made it so annoying and the boss fight is just having Osmond and shoot or putting on a Dryad's feather and running at Mach 10 to hit him with Toan whenever he whiffs an attack. This is... the moon base sucks. So I don't even know really how to start this. The ending is just all right, so I guess we should just start with the first things first, you know? So you use the Sun Golem to attack the Dark Genie. You guys get into a Gundam mech fight, and you hit him with a Dragon Ball Z, super blast wave attack, double Sunday or Kamehameha, and just obliterate the Dark Genie, and you find out that ugly thing from the beginning was just a rat.
Oh shit! A rat!
The Dark Genie kind of jumps into different bodies, and you can tell when they have these glowing red eyes that they're being inhabited by the Dark Genie. So surprise, surprise, good old Kill Soul here has been the Dark Genie the whole time. Wow, no one would have ever guessed. Plot twist of the century. The dungeon has a pretty cool idea. First off, and most importantly, it's the only time the battle theme isn't in the same. Every dungeon that's uses the same battle theme. It's this one right here. But when you get to Gallery of Time, it just keeps playing the really sketchy Dark Genie theme, which I kind of like. It's a nice change of pace. There's also a part in this dungeon where you have to play each one of your individual characters, so if they're not leveled, you are going to struggle here, because to get to a next floor, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies to find the next floor key to move on. So you better hope that all of your characters are up to date and very powerful, or you are not getting through this dungeon. So there isn't a town to build here, but they do another interesting idea. In the Gallery of Time, you are fixing all of Seida's memories. Sorry, I mean KFSS. You know, we're fixing all of his memories, and you get to learn what they call his tragic past. So I'm going to do my best to explain this very poorly. Follow along. So long ago in the kingdom, there was a kingdom... Long ago in the kingdom of the East, there was a very stressed man named KFSS. Now, Sada's job here was to be king, stop losing war. He is failing at both, clearly as you can tell. One day, while Sada was elbows deep in, "Oh my god, my kingdom is on fire," a sketchy wizard in a party city robe slides in and is like, "Hey man, you wanna win? You wanna win, boy? You wanna win?" And Sada's having this like decision, and he's like, he didn't read the terms and services where he's just like, "Oh, you're gonna get a little genie, and so just gonna be a little genie inside." Just so he's like, "Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen?" Spoilers. Everything literally, he's a fucking idiot and he shouldn't have did this. So the wizard pumps him up with that monster energy drink and he's just like a walking nuke and he just wins the war. Except, the dark power, oh my god, the monster energy never leaves your body. Once you drink the can, it just sits in your stomach for like 7 years until your body can fully process it.
Yes!
So he got married earlier on in the story, and he goes back and he sees his wife, and his wife is pretending to be an assassin, and then his actual wife shows up, and he has that classic anime thing where it's just like, "I don't know which my real wife is," and so the one that he's initially protecting is trying to kill him because they're the assassin, and she jumps in front of the way and gets stabbed, and Sada absolutely destroys this guy. But his extreme grief in losing his partner is the reason the Dark Genie fully takes over. It's the classic demon story that anime loves to do. And he's like, "Okay, you know what? There's only one thing that I can do. There's this thing called the Otlamelia. It's a magic gem that does not exist. So what does Sada do? He has the ability to open a fucking wormhole and jump 400 years into the future, because surely someone will have finally gotten the downloadable content that includes good old how to beat Dark Genie, $5 horse armoring. And lo and behold, 400 years into the future, there is a dumb singing boy and his stupid party members that have this item, and now he knows, okay, well, I've got to trick you guys all into killing the... Oh, it's so convoluted. It's so stupid. Oh my god, it's so stupid. And thus, once you've... I put them all together and read them, and then realized that you needed to watch the story again, so it feels kind of stupid that they make you read it twice. This story is not that good for a second viewing. It's not like Full Metal Alchemist. Anyway, we get in here, and we finally fight the Dark Genie, which looks just as stupid as the other one. They both look so dumb. Music's pretty cool. No. Wait, no. That's not how it ends. No, wait a minute. Hold on. No. In the Gallery of Time, the party learns the tragic loss suffered by Sada was the death of Sophia, his fiancée, at the hands of the assassins seeking to kill him. The party is unable to prevent Sophia's death, yet subsequent rebirth of the genie, but they face the genie's original form and are able to defeat it. Toan expends the Altamela's power to revive Sophia, reuniting her with Sada of the past and preventing the birth of the genie. Upon doing so, the party is returned to its own time, and the Fairy King informs them that the genie is gone. For now. I knew it. So if she dies at any point, he's just gonna lose his fucking marbles and make a genie anyway, so what was the point? Oh, that's so stupid. I thought that when I was playing through it that I didn't like this game as much as I did, but now that I really think about it, I'm like, no, this was a game that was pretty awesome when I was a kid, and I still like it now, and I kind of get what they were going for. Back in the day where most games weren't that long, you had to kind of do something to pad out the time, and with all the different characters and objectives that you could do, I kind of get it, I really do. Is it worth emulating it and playing it again? Yeah, I think so. Is it worth downloading it on the PSN store and playing through if you got like a PlayStation Gold subscription or whatever? Sure. Do I think it's worth buying an original PlayStation 2 and getting an original copy to play? I don't think so. I think your money would be better spent literally anywhere else. So, final verdict, should you play it? Yeah, I think it's worth playing again, you know? It's a good dungeon crawler, you know, and dungeon crawlers are fun. They're coming back through in, like, the mainstream again, so why not play an old classic like this? You know what? It gets a couple of... it gets an edgy D&D character out of 10.